Today we'll be going over the Week 12 injury report. Alright, first we have the Steelers versus the Browns. Alex Highsmith for the Steelers is out with an ankle injury. Van Jefferson, he is questionable. He is out with a quad. He is questionable with a quad recept injury. Corey Trice Jr., he is out with a hamstring injury. Now for the Browns. Geoff Swim, sorry if I said that wrong. He is out with a concussion. Cedric Tillman, he is questionable on concussion protocol. Jedrick Wills, he is out with a knee injury. For the Cowboys versus the Commanders at 1 p.m. Eastern, also known as 12 p.m. Central. Marquise Bell is short. He is out. Brandon Cooks is out. Was questionable with a knee. Trevin Diggs, he is questionable groin/knee. Chuma Edoga, he is questionable. He has a toe injury. Jake Ferguson, he's out with a concussion. Marshawn Needland, he is questionable with a knee injury. Zach Martin, he is doubtful with an ankle and shoulder injury. Tyler Smith, he is questionable ankle and knee injury. And Nick is questionable with a foot injury. Now for the Commanders, Nick Bellor is questionable with a knee injury. Devontae Jean Baptiste is questionable with an ankle injury. Marshawn Lattimore is out with a hamstring injury. Austin Silbert is questionable with a right hip injury. Is a kicker. All right. Then we have the Bears versus the Vikings. Gabriel Murphy, he is questionable with a knee injury. Nick Moose is questionable with a hand injury. Josh Oliver is out with an ankle injury. Now for the Bears, Keenan Allen is questionable with an ankle injury. Karan, I'm not even going to say it. I don't know. Questionable, he has a calf injury. Ryan Bates, he's out with a concussion. And then we have Elijah Hicks, he's out with an ankle injury. Then we have the Lions versus the Colts. He is Taron Arnold, he is questionable with a groin injury. Emmanuel Mosley is questionable with a pectoral injury. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. is out with a hamstring injury. Colts. Taquan Lewis is questionable with an elbow injury. Bernhard Raimann is out with a knee injury. Now for the Bucs versus the Giants. Buccaneers have Jamel Dean, questionable with a hamstring. Mike Evans, questionable with a hamstring. Greg Gaines, questionable foot. Troy Hill, questionable his ankle and foot injury. Zion McCollum is questionable with a hamstring injury. Tyke Smith, he is doubtful with a knee injury. Tristan Wirfs is questionable with a knee and foot injury. Now for the Giants, Bryce Ford Winton is questionable. His Achilles is his injury. Micah McFadden is questionable with a heel injury. Darius Masua is questionable with a hamstring injury. Malik Neighbors is questionable with a groin injury. Kayvon, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not getting it wrong. Questionable wrist. Then we have the Patriots versus the Dolphins. Christian Barmore, he's questionable with a non-injury related injury. Kylie Duggar, he is questionable with an ankle injury. Then we have Christian Gonzalez. He is questionable with a hip injury. And Fernie Jennings is questionable with a knee injury. And Veneran Lau is questionable with a shoulder. Marte Mapu is out with a questionable with a neck injury. Jacqueline Roy is out with a neck injury. Cole Strange is questionable with a knee injury. And Taki is questionable with a knee. Keon White is questionable with a knee. Dietrich Wise is questionable with a foot. Dietrich, maybe. Teron, for the Dolphins, Teron Armstead is questionable with a knee injury. Kettle Fuller is out with a concussion. Aletic Ingold is questionable with a calf. Patrick Morris is questionable with a calf. Isaiah Wynn is questionable with a quadricep and knee injury. Now we have a couple more to go. Oh my God, there's so many. Alright, now we have the Chiefs versus the Panthers. Chiefs only have a couple people out. It's Charles and Isaiah, but one knee, one ankle, and they're both out. Panthers, otherwise, have a bunch of players that are out and questionable. Alright, Amir Barno is doubtful. Jonathan Brooks is questionable. Jaden Bone Clowney is questionable. Jalen Coker is questionable with quadricep. Knee, quadricep. God. DJ Johnson, questionable. He has a concussion. Eddie Penario is out. It's questionable with the left knee injury. LeBron Ray is questionable with a hand injury. Miles Sanders is out with an ankle injury. Adam Thielen is questionable with a hamstring. DJ Wonnum is questionable with a quad recept. Zach Allen is questionable, not injury related, resting player, and heal. Brandon Jones is questionable, illness and abdomen. Then we have Josh Reynolds, he's out, and injury hand. Drew Sanders, he is out with an Achilles injury. For the Raiders, Jacorian Bennett is out with a shoulder injury. Harrison Bryant is questionable with ankle injury. Nate Hobbs is out with an ankle injury. And Andre James is questionable with an ankle. Jack Jones is questionable with a back injury. Alexander Madison is doubtful with an ankle injury. Zamir White is doubtful with a quadricep. Cody Whitehair is questionable with an ankle. Right, now for the Cardinals versus the Seahawks. Max Melton is questionable with an illness. Darius Robinson is questionable with a calf injury. Xavier Thomas is questionable with a back injury. Jalen Thomas is out with an ankle injury. Jonah Williams is questionable with a knee injury for the Seahawks. Noah Fant is questionable with a groin injury. Then Brady Russell is out with a foot injury. Lavisaka is questionable with a back injury. Right. Now for the San Francisco 49ers versus the Packers. Tatum Bethune is out with a knee injury. Nick Bosa is out with a hip oblique injury. Jacob Cowing is out with a concussion. John Flicino is questionable with a knee injury. Kevin Givens is out with a groin. Brock Purdy is out with his right shoulder being injured. Charvarius Ward is out and is not injury related. He is a personal matter. Trent Williams is questionable in his ankle. Packers is Jerry Alexander is out with a knee injury. Garen Cooper is out with a hamstring injury. Then we have Eagles versus the Rams. Eagles have Brighton McIlvaine out with he's questionable with a shoulder injury. Devontae Smith, he's out with a hamstring injury. Then we have Rob Havinston. He is doubtful with an ankle injury. KT Levinston is out with an ankle injury. Charles Woods is out with an ankle injury. Then on Monday, Ravens versus the Chargers. Travis Jones is questionable with an ankle injury. Sanois Kane is out with an ankle injury. Tyler Linderbaum is questionable with a back injury. Arthur Malut is out with a calf injury. Raquan Smith is questionable with a hamstring injury. For the Chargers, Bud Dupree is questionable with a foot injury. AJ Finley is questionable with an ankle injury. Cam Hart is questionable with a concussion and ankle injury. Hayden Hurst is out with a hip injury. Deneen Leonard is questionable with a hamstring injury. Khalil Mack is questionable with a groin injury. Lad McConney is questionable with a shoulder injury. Denzel Perryman is out with a groin injury. All right, thank you for watching our injury report for Week 12. I hope I didn't hurt anyone's feelings with pronouncing the names wrong. And hope to see you again. Thank you.